Hello friends! So even though it is like the very end of November, this is my October wrap up. So before we begin the video, if you are not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I talk about manga, mostly shoujo manga all the time. So if you like that, you'll have a good time. Okay, so I did not read a bunch in October. The end of October I got really sick, which is also why there were not very many videos uploaded to this channel in October. It wasn't like coronavirus or anything like that. It was just my normal sickness, but it really hit me very hard and I just didn't want to do anything, either like videos or read manga, which is surprising. All I wanted to do was watch Sailor Moon and sleep, which is kind of what I did. I don't have a whole bunch that I read in October, but I do have a few, so let's talk about them. The first ones are two that came out early in the month, and it is Chihayafuru volume 28 and then Yona of the Dawn volume 32. So Chihayafuru is digital only, unfortunately, and this volume, every volume of Chihayafuru makes me cry. It is so good. So if you are not reading it, then like, what are you doing with your life? So this volume of Chihayafuru was really good because it really focuses on like what the future of the Karate Club is going to be. It's kind of setting it up so that their school can continue to have a Karate Club after most of the club members leave. So most everybody in the club are third years, so after they leave, if they don't have any new members and they don't foster a future of their Karate Club, then they are not going, it's not going to survive. So it's really kind of preparing for the future for the Karate Club, and also with that kind of dealing with going into the new year or the next national tournament, wearing the weight of their previous national tournament win like on their shoulders, and like what do they do with kind of that responsibility. It was really interesting. It was really emotional from kind of Chihiro's perspective, because she's kind of going through a rough time with dealing with Karata, dealing with Taichi and his situation, and kind of the situation he has put Chihaya in. Not like, I mean, I love Taichi, but he did kind of put Chihaya in a rough spot with the things that he did previously. So I love how every new volume has some sort of like discussion on I don't know, like playing a sport really well. That's not a very good description, but there's always some sort of point to be made with each volume. No volume seems like it's wasted. Chapters don't feel like they're filler. I feel like there is like emotion and meaning behind everything in the story, which is what makes Chihayafuru like an amazing manga. Speaking of amazing manga, I also read Yona of the Dawn volume 32. This series continues to be excellent. So we have entered a new arc in this manga, and there is tons of politics going on. There's like stuff with Suwon and kind of what's going on with him. Maybe we're finding out who like the real villain is. Is it Keishuk? Maybe. And then there's also a lot with Hak here and kind of him dealing with his own emotions towards Suwon, getting what the next step is, where if like he's not going to like take Suwon out for what he did to the previous king, like how is he going to deal with Suwon in the future, and how is he going to deal with the emotions of betrayal that he has towards that like Suwon gave him. Weird. You can tell that like he really misses his best friend, and kind of what's Hak gonna do about it. So, and also, you know, what are the dragons using for? I'm so interested in where this is gonna go. I have no idea. So very excited. Every volume continues to be excellent. So Yes. Next up, I started reading more of Honey and Clover. So I read volumes 2 through 5 of this series, and I adore this series so much. As you can tell, like, there are so many tabs, especially volume 2. I think I went a little tab crazy, but I think maybe my favorite in this was actually volume 4. Really, really good. Very emotional. There are parts of this manga that make me really want to cry. Honey and Clover is so good. Like, I was just looking at some of the things that I tabbed on here, and it just, everything is so beautiful and like makes me want to cry. This is an extremely well written manga, one that I feel like everybody needs to read. So a little bit about Honey and Clover. I haven't talked about it too much, but it's about a group of college students in art school, like in art college, and it's kind of them navigating life, relationships, and it's a lot about the transition from college life into adulthood, and a lot about the kind of special time that college is and how it's a really unique experience, and that once you are out of college, you really don't have, you're never gonna experience that sort of situation again. And so it's a lot about treasuring those moments and those friendships, that sort of thing. It's so good. It deals a lot with kind of self-worth and talent and hard work, and like, what do you do if you are not extremely talented? And it's just, it's so good. It's also very romancy too. There's a lot of different types of relationships and feelings going on here, so it's so good. It's really funny and kind of like zany college hijinks in between really poignant emotional moments, and that's something that I really, really love about this manga. Once I eventually finish this manga, I am going to do a full review on it. This is why I am doing all of these tabs. I have so many thoughts. I have like a note, like a document in my notes app on my phone about my thoughts on this manga. So yeah, it's really, really, really good. Highly recommend. This manga just makes my heart ache so much. It's so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. The last manga I read is actually an entire series. So I read all of Library Wars. So I read volumes 1 through 15. I own most of them. Right Stuff is kind of holding some volumes hostage right now, and it's because they're back ordered. So once they come in stock, I will receive them eventually. So there were a few volumes that I did have to purchase digitally in order to read this whole series. I have just been talking about reading Library Wars for like ever, so I didn't really want to put it off anymore. So Library Wars is essentially military workplace romance. It's very weird, but also really good and really funny. It's basically like libraries have militarized against this kind of government agency that tries to censor books and media and that sort of thing. And the libraries and the librarians, just throughout the history of this like alternate present, things have just like evolved into armed conflict, and it's weird. They have like librarians like shooting other people. There's a lot of rules and stuff like that. It's very, I don't know, it's all over the place, but it's really good. Main story is about Iko Kazuhara. She has joined the Library Defense Force to protect the books that she also loves, and is also out there to find her prince, which is a Library Defense member that saved her favorite book as a child from being censored. So, and then it's her relationship between her instructor, Atsushi Dojo. So it's kind of a workplace romance, not really enemies to lovers, but kind of like people that bicker a lot to lovers. And it's really cute. It's really funny. It's kind of all over the place because you have this like really weird like military library situation. You have a lot of discussion about censorship. Actually, there was some really good stuff in one of the volumes about kind of like kids and their role in all of this. I personally like this for the romance aspect of it. I think that's really what what you're there for. All the other stuff is like background information. But the romance is really good. I really like Kasahara and Dojo. They're really fun together, and I kind of like all of their like bickering and teasing and stuff like that. It's really fun. So if you just want to have like a good time with like a weird concept, Library Wars is definitely one to have. There's a lot of really funny moments in this. Some of the romance had me screaming a little bit because they're both really kind of dense, especially Kasahara. So it's just like, it's just really fun. I read all 15 volumes and I loved all 15 volumes. I'm obsessed with this series. I feel like I've talked about it a lot recently. So if you have read it, please yell with me about Library Wars. I also just picked up the sequel in Japanese, and I'm very excited to kind of like jump into this and kind of get the gist of it with my bad Japanese. Hey Viz, come here. Can you print this in English? I don't even care if it's digitally. Like, can you print it, please? Thank you. And that is all the manga that I read in October. Fun. I mean, this pile isn't a lot, but then once you put, I don't know, 15 volumes of Library Wars in here, it's kind of a lot actually. Pretty light reading month for me, but also illness. Truthfully, November isn't working out very well, but I do have several days off around Thanksgiving, so I will probably jump into a bunch of manga at that point. Let me know in the comments what you have read recently. Have you read any of this? Have you read Honey and Clover? Please tell me you have read Honey and Clover. Please read Honey and Clover. Also, down in the description, you're gonna find 2 links. The first one is to my Right Stuff affiliate link. If you click on that link, you can go to Right Stuff, make a purchase, and then I will get a little bit of a commission from that purchase so that it will help out the channel. Black Friday is coming up, so if you're gonna make a Right Stuff purchase on Black Friday, please use my affiliate link. It will help fund my channel, and everything that I make from there is going to go right back into the channel, be it equipment or manga to read and review, that sort of thing. Also, you will find my Amazon wishlist down there. That's just, I always put pretty much everything that I'm interested in on there, so if you want to help the channel out, if there's anything on there that you really want me to read and review, you can go ahead and use that. None of these are obligatory, but they're just there for your information. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more manga goodness from me. That is all we got, guys, today. I'm Chrissy Lu. Till next time, matane!